What is going on YouTube? I'm Mark. Welcome to the Legion of Comics. It's a big week, a lot of books coming out. Let's see which ones have made it into my pool box for this week. But before we do that, check this out. Before we take a look at any books, go ahead and hit that thumbs up, smash the subscribe button, and ring the notification bell. There's a lot of good things coming up in the future, as well as my 600 subscriber giveaway contest is right around the corner. In order to participate and be entered to win any of the prizes that I give away, you do have to be a subscriber. So do not miss out. I plan on having some really cool stuff to give back to the community. So yeah, hit that button. So let's go ahead and take a look at it. March 24th, 2021 is going to bring us a lot of really good books. Some are going to make it into my pool box, some are not. But right off the bat, the first one on my list, I have Detective Comics number 1034. And this is Mariko Tamaki and Dan Mora, the creative team behind Future State Dark Detective, have moved over to Batman Detective Comics. So I'm really excited. They did really well with Dark Detective. Dan Mora really crushed it. I was familiar with him from his work on the Power Ranger titles, but it worked really well in that Future State era for Gotham. And I'm excited to see how it kind of transfers into the regular continuity. And I do believe that this is going to be kind of on the heels of what's been going on with him losing his fortune and focusing more on like his kind of his relationship with how he's fitting into the city after all of that. But I also know that they have the backup story that Joshua Williamson was writing for Damian is going to have part 2 take place in this in the back of this issue. So it is a $4.99 price tag on this book. So because of that extra content, and I'm not mad about that. That was a really good story with Damian. I'm excited to see how it goes out from here. But overall, Detective Comics has been the Batman title that I was more impressed with for a while now. While Batman is a fun book to read, Detective Comics has been consistently giving us fantastic storytelling. So I'm hoping that that doesn't change with this new creative team on it. So be sure to check that out. Next on my list, we have Action Comics number 1029. So this is obviously the continuation from last issue of Superman number 29. It looks like it's picking up right where that left off with Jonathan and Superman dealing with the breach and the monsters that were coming out of it. So Philip Kennedy Johnson, the same writer for Superman, is on this. So I'm looking forward to how that all plays out. Again, it's just a continuation. I was really impressed with how Superman number 29 went. I'm really enjoying Jonathan Kent. I like his character a lot. He's back from his time in the future. So we're getting a chance to really see how much he's grown up and matured into the role of Superboy. And even more so than both of those titles, I'm really excited for the Batman Superman issue number 16 from Gene Lung Yang. And what's got me so pumped is not just the new writer on it, but the new artist. I've been waiting to see where Ivan Reis is going to land. He was the artist that was on Superman during Bendis's era. He is one of the best interior artists for an ongoing title that DC has to offer. In my opinion, he's a more refined, modern style Neil Adams almost. I mean, he is solid. But this book is going to give us a really cool look into the actual multiverse that we're into. So we're going to get to explore new worlds with new characters. And it looks like they're going kind of Golden Age Superman and Batman. I'm wondering if they're even from the same Earth or how they're going to play that. All I know is I'm really excited for this. It promises to give us new villains and everything. So there's going to be a host of new characters that are going to be introduced in this storyline. And the Batman Superman title is another one that's just been consistently good comic book storytelling. And yeah, I'm super pumped for that one. Next on my list, we have the Batman White Knight presents Harley Quinn issue number 6. This is from Katana Collins, as well as her husband, Sean Murphy, who set up the White Knight universe. He doesn't have as big of a hand in this series. It has not been nearly as good as the first two, Curse of the White Knight or White Knight, but it's still been decent. And going back, I probably wouldn't have picked this up had I known like this had been just kind of lackluster, but I'm involved now. I'm in it now, and I'm hoping that it ends with a bang because there's really nothing else about it too appealing. So I don't really have too much else to say about this. It's coming out. I'll get it. It's the last one that I need to complete the set and complete the story, but I wouldn't really recommend this one to anybody unless you're already following all the White Knight universe stuff. One I would recommend for anyone to pick up is Teen Titans Academy issue number 1 from Tim Sheridan. So this one was I'm really excited about this one. It's been since Future State introduced the Red X into the DC continuity. I've been really pumped. That was probably my favorite Future State storyline they did, was the big crossover with Titans, Flash, Shazam, all that. But Teen Titans was really the pivotal point for a lot of the connecting stories, and Red X was the center of all of that. He was super cool. It's still a big mystery who he is. They teased it even more in Future State or in Infinite Frontier issue 0. So they gave you the setup to this. You know that he's a stowaway going to Teen Titans Tower and kind of enrolled himself in the academy. So I'm really excited to see how this plays out. Such a cool character. I'm still holding out hope that it might end up being Bao Pham, who's the clown hunter. I'm not sure or if they'll play a new character or what they're going to do, but either way, this is a really cool book on multiple different levels. I can't wait to see where it goes or how they play it. Really recommend this for anybody. And then from Marvel Comics, we have Carnage, Black, White, and Blood. This is the specific cover that I'll be getting. This is the Gleason variant. I don't know if it's a B, a C, a D, whatever, but it's the Gleason variant. Big fan of this cover style. I like what they're doing with it. They've done the 3 different Spider-Man ones already. They've done a Venom, and now we get Carnage, Black, White, and Blood, as well as down the road, we're getting Avengers Curse of Man Thing. We'll have a Gleason cover. So we'll be getting the first cover outside of the Spider-Man characters. So this cover style is awesome. I hope they milk this for everything it's worth because it's really cool. And if you're one of those people that would like to collect all of them, it's a fun thing to chase. They're not crazy expensive. They're just regular cover price books. And if you don't want to just collect all of them, maybe they'll hit the hero that you do like a lot, and you'll have one for yourself. But I'm trying to get all of them. I'm picking up 2 copies of each, a set for myself, and I'm going to try to put together a set to give back to the community at some point. And then next on my list, we have Maestro number 3, War and Pax from Peter David. So this has been really fun. This is just a guilty pleasure. It doesn't have to be like ridiculously amazing to be completely enjoyable. So they've been following up on the very successful 3-issue Maestro series that they just did. And this one, you're really getting not into his origin of coming to power, but more of him just becoming the ultimate powerhouse on the planet. So he's going around and just wiping out any kind of order or structure that has kind of built itself back up since the world went post-apocalyptic. Is taking it all by storm. In that last issue, we saw him just take out this group of characters that were kind of like supporters of his, and it ends with them all on a plane and him kind of figuring out that they're trying to run a coup on him. So it's hopefully this third one's just going to be a total onslaught, and we'll see him just do something ridiculously savage and really establish himself as the monster that Maestro is. Next on the list, we have Power Rangers number 5 from Ryan Parrott. So this one was really cool. It's just now coming out. I did have a chance to read it. It was really fantastic. Where it's kind of diving into more of the introduction of more characters into the Power Ranger mythos. And what they do here is they kind of get you the ball rolling toward the Imperial storyline a little bit more than it has up until this point. So if you're a Ranger fan, highly recommend this one. If you kind of just know the Power Rangers from the outside looking in, I highly recommend this specific title if you want to try them out. It leans way more into just a straight up sci-fi space kind of a story, opposed to the Mighty Morphin title that kind of has all the nostalgia for the TV show fans as well. But this definitely worth a read. It is such a cool mythos they've built. They really aim for the adults that kind of grew up enjoying Power Rangers. It's just, I mean, it's just fun, man. It really is. And give it a shot if you haven't already. And next and finally, in my pull box for sure this week, I have the Best of Michelangelo issue number 1. So this is the last one. This is the 4th one they've done now. We got Raphael and Donatello and Leonardo, and they all have these cool matching covers that look like these negative space covers. And they saved the best for last, rightfully so. We have Michelangelo out here, hot on the tail of issue 2 of The Last Ronin. We get this nice book that's a $5.99 price tag, and it's normally I think 4 or 5 stories sprinkled from all over Turtles history, just showcasing some awesome moments in that character's life and comics. So if you don't normally pick up all the Turtle stuff, or if you didn't follow them or read them or get the trades, this and that, and you just kind of want a nice sampling of what the turtles have been through and why they're so cool, I highly recommend these. Or if you just want a beautiful, beautiful 4 books cover set, these are awesome. They look great together so far, and I cannot wait to add this one to the set. So that is all that I have guaranteed at this point in my pool box for this coming week. But there are a lot of other titles that I might end up picking up. I might not, but I'm sure people will be talking about. And some of those titles include the Amazing Spider-Man number 62. So we get that new Spider-Man suit from 2 weeks ago in action. We get Miles Morales Spider-Man number 24. And if you see on the cover, they are leading up to his very own Clone Saga. So if you're going to plan on getting on board with that, I'm sure that there'll be a host of new characters introduced in the Clone Saga for Miles Morales. So who knows when they'll start sprinkling them into the series. So if you're big into specking, you might want to keep your eyes on those to see when those characters start showing up. Because, you know, they always might retcon it and say that this was actually the first appearance of the clone, that you just didn't know it was a clone at the time. So definitely pay attention to that series if you're into looking for those appearances. And let the official milking the book season begin, because here we have King in Black, Savage Avengers, issue number 19, and King in Black, Scream number 1. I feel like they've pushed the final issue of King in Black down the road, down the road, down the road. They're just going to pump out these stupid one-shots that I'm sure might be entertaining, but hold no real relevance to the book at hand, which has already ran flat, in my opinion. But if you're a got to get them all kind of person, or if you're just really interested, here are the 2 King in Black titles that'll be coming out this week. I'm so ready for that final issue just to get beyond all this null crap at this point. Next on the list, we have a couple of X titles that are coming out amongst many that exist. We have Excalibur 19, Cable number 9. And then for the Star Wars fans, we have Dr. Aphra number 8 and Star Wars Adventures number 4 from IDW. A couple of DCs that didn't necessarily make my top list are Batman Black and White from Black Label and Harley Quinn number 1. And then some kind of big ones. We got some stuff out of the horror category, even one from Marvel. We get issue 1 of Alien from Marvel. So they acquired that property not long ago. The final story from Dark Horse wrapped up, and Marvel did not waste any time introducing us to the fact that they own these characters now with a whole month of variant covers, Alien versus style with all the different characters. But here is number 1 for the Marvel Comics Alien. So I don't know how historic this moment is or how big of a deal it is. There are thousands and thousands of Alien stories out there. It's just now that Marvel owns it. So I'm really interested to see how it's going to go. I've decided to not necessarily jump on board the bandwagon right now. I'm going to let them roll for a few issues and see how some of the feedback is, to find out if it's something that I necessarily want to try to keep up with in real time, or just do like I do with the current Alien and Predator stuff, pick it up in collected volumes well after the fact. But I just really enjoy reading Alien and Predator stuff. I've been a huge fan of that universe since I was a kid with the movies, and collected the paperbacks and all the Dark Horse stuff and volumes since I was a kid. It's just really cool, but I'm very nervous about Marvel taking it over. All right, next we have Ha Ha number 3. So that's the creative team behind Ice Cream Man pumping out their issue 3 of their little horror book. From the indie department, I do want to point out that Hollow Heart number 2, as well as Shadow Doctor number 2, are coming out. I heard decent things about both of these, really positive reviews about both of them. Nothing like mind blowing, but I also didn't hear anything negative about them. So if you're big into the indie department and you haven't checked these out, I definitely recommend going and getting a look at them to see if it's something that you might want to add to your pull list. But these aren't the only titles coming out this week. Like always, there are a lot more out there on the shelf. So when you go out this week, be sure to double check those shelves to make sure you don't miss anything. Always try to get out and support your local comic shops if you can. If you're curious about what my top pick of the week is, go ahead and hop over to the Comic Vet on YouTube, give him a subscribe, and hit that notification bell, because tomorrow our hot pick video that we do together will be dropping on his channel, where you know what his number 1 pick for the week is, as well as mine. And then also, I would like to thank the Augusta Book Exchange, as always. Paul and Donna over there are fantastic. They are the keepers of my comics, the guardians of my pull box. They always make sure everything that I'm looking for is safe and secure in my box, waiting on me when I get there. So thank you guys very much. You can find them on Facebook if you want to check them out. All right, guys, let me know in the comments what you're looking forward to. What's on your pull list this week? What did I miss that I probably need to check out, in your opinion? If you think there's something that I just have to check out, I'll do my best to give it a try, and let's talk about it. If you want to dive into these books in any more detail with me live in real time, every Sunday at 9 p.m. Eastern, I do my live show at Weeks In, where I'm joined by a bunch of my friends from the community, and we break down these books, the good and the bad about them, as well as everything else about pop culture that's worth talking about that week. So until next time, guys, I appreciate you checking it out. Hit that thumbs up on your way out. And as always, I'm Mark, but we are Legion.